Today, I'm going to give you 6 email subject lines that convert like crazy. And then I'm going to show you an email template that I use to get people to click through to my website. And you can use this as a template or as inspiration for your own email campaigns. Welcome to ProfitCopilot.com. My name is Mick Meaney, and this is all about helping you to get better results online. So I'm going to share some more guru level secrets for free. So let's go straight into my autoresponder and have a look at some of the 6 best performing headlines that I have used in my email campaigns. This is not a Profit Copilot email list. This is a niche website, and I have tested these headlines on multiple sites, so I know they work. And as you can see, the highest open rate we have received has come from this one. It says Mick Meaney versus the establishment. Now I'm going to get into why that works in a second, but just let me run you through some of the other subject lines that I've got for you. So the first one here, the moment I realized it was all a scam. That one has worked really well for me. And then the deadly threat, the mainstream media refused to report. Again, that's worked really well. And we've covered Mick Meaney versus the establishment. Let's scroll down to warmongers have opened Pandora's box. That's done really well. And you won't believe the awful truth about Monsanto, how the elite and greedy corporations are destroying thousands of years of agriculture. These have all got really good open rates, but this one is by far the best. Mick Meaney versus the establishment. So if you're going to use any of these subject lines, what I want you to do is adapt it to your niche. Use this formula, use this structure, but do put in what is ever relevant to your niche. So maybe there's a lot of scams in your industry. So the moment I realized it was all a scam, that would be applicable in that instance. But think about the ultimate worst thing that can happen to somebody in your niche. So the moment I realized, boom, you want to put in the worst possible thing there. So the deadly threat, the mainstream media refused to report. So you could say the deadly threat, the disassociative group that your prospects want to avoid joining refuse to report or acknowledge or refuse to tell you. So we have got different groups that prospects either want to join or want to avoid. So disassociative groups are the groups that people stay away from. They do not want to be associated with those groups, as opposed to aspirational groups, the groups that they do want to be associated with. So we have this push and pull thing happening. So I'm actually going to go through some of these in a bit more detail. So warmongers have opened Pandora's box. So who is the disassociative group that your niche wants to blame? So you won't believe the awful truth about Monsanto. Again, a disassociative group. And here, how the elite and greedy corporations, a disassociative group, are destroying thousands of years of agriculture. So how the disassociative group are destroying something precious in your niche. So use these as templates, as a guide to increase your open rates. And you may have noticed something interesting in all of these subject lines. They all use rubbernecking. So that's when you're driving past an accident on the road and you turn to look at it, that's rubbernecking. So we create that emotion, that desire to turn and have a look, because all these subject lines, they only serve one purpose, and that is to get people to open the email. And that's why they have such a high open rate. But this one, Mick Meaney versus the establishment, or you versus the disassociative group. Let's have a look at the contents of that email. So I'm going to drag in the email copy onto the screen, and for the people on the podcast, I'm going to read it out so you don't miss anything too. So the subject line is Mick Meaney versus the establishment, and the body of the email is listen Bob, or listen name. As you know, I've been warning you about the dangers of the establishment since 2005, and now this has happened, and this is a hyperlink. Doesn't it just make your blood boil? ? Tell everyone you know. So let me show you what is happening here. So let's really break it down. So the subject line, I'm using my name. You could put in your name. If people know you in your niche, if your email list are familiar with who you are, then use your name, because that is what will make them open it. They will be attracted to this conflict that someone they know is about to embark on or is currently involved with. And it's the conflict that they're drawn to. The verses is very important because that tells them there's a conflict. There's a fight going on. There's something to watch. There's some kind of, let's face it, some kind of entertainment for them to look at. So it could be your name, you versus disassociative group here. So find out who that is. Maybe you already know who your disassociative group is, and it's you versus them. So this creates a lot of curiosity, and it also creates an element of polarization. So because you have this you versus them structure, people will naturally want to take a side, and they will be drawn to this to decide which side they want to take, even if they already know on a subconscious level that they're going to side with you because you're attacking the disassociative group, or the disassociative group, is attacking you. So that's why this subject line works so well. So maybe we could have, if it was Profit Copilot, it could be Profit Copilot versus scam artists, or Profit Copilot versus fake gurus. So hopefully you can see how this structure works. So let's have a look at the actual body. Now this is where things get really interesting, and I'm going to have to break it down for you line by line. I'm going to make it really simple, but there are some very advanced psychological tactics going on here, and a heck of a lot of persuasion. So I'm going to break it down so you can actually see why every word on this page, on this email, has earned its place. That's something that I think John Carlton says, every word has to earn its place. So I'm going to show you exactly why each word has earned its place on this email. So the first one, listen. This is really important. So if you know anything about NLP, you'll know that we exist in different states. One of those states is an auditory state. So we want to appeal to that. We want to acknowledge that, because when somebody is reading, instead of being in a visual state, as you might think, they're actually engaging their internal dialogue, and that is an auditory track. So they're listening to themselves read the email. So we want to acknowledge that and increase the suggestibility. So we say listen. So this is an NLP trick, I suppose, technique. And then we give them the first name, because someone's name is the sweetest sound they can hear. So we're engaging them in two ways immediately. As soon as they start reading the email, it's like this psychological persuasion hook that just scoops them in and pulls them further into the body of the email. And then, as you know, we break this down further because we want to increase the suggestibility here. We want to almost compliment them. We play to the ego a little bit, just a little bit, by saying you already know this. We're not telling you anything new here because you're smart, you're with it. So as you know, and in doing so, we're increasing their suggestibility, because of course they know. they will be nodding along. Yes, I am aware of that. So then we go down to, I've been warning you. So this positions you as a leader. So this copy is all very suggestible, agreeable, about the dangers of. Here you would put in the dissociative group, or it could be an idea. And it also does something else too. It also tells them that you care about their welfare. So I have been warning you about the dangers of dissociative group. So you care about their welfare. You're interested in their progress or them as people. You're looking out for them. So we have since. This is another really important element, because here you are providing historical evidence. You're creating the illusion of stability and consistency. And then towards the end of the email, you say, and now this happened, and this, the word this will be a hyperlink. And the sole purpose of this is to trigger curiosity and to get them to click the link. And doesn't it just make your blood boil? Again, curiosity. So we're really laying it on thick here. It's the rubbernecking thing. So here we're saying, tell everyone you know. So here we're asking for further action. We're creating momentum. So it's a small call to action. And you're almost embracing a level of activism. And that is one of the ways I structure my emails. And you can use this as a template. The main things to include is the rubbernecking, the curiosity factor, to put a little bit of ego in there, suggestibility in there. Find a way to increase the momentum, get them to become part of something, to embrace a mission that they can help you with. If you give people a role, if you assume a role for someone, there is an increased chance that they will accept that role and then go ahead and take the action that you want them to. So here you're creating a little bit of a role for them. You're playing to the ego a little bit. You're creating an us versus them situation. You're polarizing things, so you're almost forcing them to take a side. And of course, because you're using the dissociative group, they're going to side with you. So this will help align your email list and your prospects further to you and your cause. Of course, it all helps if you really do believe what you're emailing about. So, be genuine, find a cause, find something in your niche that you genuinely believe in. Because if you conduct this kind of stuff on a regular basis and you don't really believe in what you're doing, people will just see through that and they will go listen to somebody else who will give them that authenticity that they need. Authenticity. I will learn how to speak English one day. So before you go, let me tell you about something else that I've got for you. Because you're obviously building an email list and you want to get traffic to your website, I've got some free training for you. You can get that when you go to profitcopilot.com/traffic. You're going to get videos there that will give you actionable, real traffic strategies to get organic traffic for free. And I know you're absolutely going to love it. So thank you for checking this out today. Click the like button below. Subscribe to the channel too. It'd be awesome to have you here. Hit the little notification bell so you get updated when I upload another video, which is going to be tomorrow. And that's Traffic Tuesday. It's the best day of the week because I get to share another awesome traffic generation strategy with you for free. So thank you very much for checking this out. Hope you found it useful. And I will see you again tomorrow. Have a fantastic day and take care. Bye now.